light Cheyenne FM and streaming live on the First Federal Facebook page.
It is an absolutely beautiful morning. I woke up this morning and thought it was fall, but it is Friday, and it is time for the First Federal program. And Todd Van Sickle joins us this week. Good morning, sir.
Thank you, Moose. Glad to be here today.
Hey, glad to have you.
I don't know if there's such thing as a perfect day, but it looks like today's going to be one of those days.
Yeah, high of 75. I'll take it.
You happened to catch the moonrise last night?
I did not, but I saw it this morning when I got up. I didn't even need to turn on my bathroom light for a minute. It was so bright.
Well, the moonrise last night, it happened about 9:45. I was going out in the backyard doing something, and if you'd hold a plate up on your arm, that's as big as the moon was.
Yeah.
It was the last supermoon of 2022.
Yes.
Early trivia. Do you know what that moon was called?
You know what? I did know this, but you put me on the spot, so now I'm going to have to think about it.
The giant sturgeon moon.
Okay.
Or the sturgeon moon.
Okay.
Supposedly named after, this is the best time to catch sturgeon on the Great Lakes and Lake Champlain.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk more about that in a little bit. We welcome Michaela Slisher today and Tom Weatherwax from Distinguished Young Women, Fulton County. Welcome to the show, Michaela.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you here today, and you've been a frequent guest of us, and last time we had you and Reagan on in February, and your program's starting to come up, and you have some exciting things coming on, so we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
All right, thanks.
Great. Tanner's with us today, leading sports and everything. So school's back in session. We ask everybody to be extra careful out there as you're driving to work or after school with the kiddos, walking to and from school or at bus stops, and always stop for those bus stop owners.
Yes. Yes.
So in addition to some space news, the Perseid meteor shower is occurring this weekend.
It is. It is.
I'm a big meteor show fan.
Me too.
Unfortunately, the full moon last night may impact that because there might be too much light.
Yeah.
Usually there's 25 to 50 meteors per hour, and they think it may cut that down. They'll still be there, but just because of the light, you only see maybe a quarter or a third of those.
Yeah.
So if anybody's interested, get up, 2 o'clock in the morning, a couple hours before dawn, find a clear spot and sit out and look at the stars and watch for meteors. I've done that before for this shower, and it's pretty neat. So, also with the weather this weekend, it's going to be perfect for camping or doing other outdoor activities.
It is.
Any plans for this weekend?
Yard work.
Yard work. Yeah, that's a good chance to catch up because
Yeah. It's rained or been way too hot the last few weekends.
my yard can use mowed, so that's probably it right now.
Mine too.
Notice there's some limbs out in the backyard too from some wind recently.
Yeah, gotta get rid of those.
So there's a recent exciting news story. Rapid View, the owners of Schnabeltier are donating that to the Outlet Youth Center, their facility. Over 2 acres, 2 buildings. It'll be great for the Outlet Youth Center to expand their programs and bring more youth into the programs to help them out and serve our community. And it's a fantastic decision by Rapid View and Chris Robinson, and we thank them for that and wish the Outlet Youth Center best with some significant changes that are coming on.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good thing for Rochester.
Great. Trivia today.
All right, let's do it.
Radio station, we're trying to give you some hints recently.
Okay.
What was the top-selling vinyl album of 2021?
Ooh.
And this is kind of in honor of the 830, Bring Back Vinyl. This is top-selling vinyl album of 2021. Nevermind by Nirvana, Voyage by ABBA, 30 by Adele, Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd.
Okay.
I can see all those have some favor in those. So
Yeah, we'll have to see if I can figure it out.
I don't know if we're going to give any clues today, or
Probably not.
or Michaela or Tom's going to give us any clues today. Tanner, how about you?
I'm going to try not to give any clues.
Okay.
I never like to give Paul any clues.
Yeah.
What's going on in sports now?
Finally have some local sports going on. Golf's been going on. Tippecanoe Valley girls team and Rochester girls team are both off to a good start to their seasons.
Yeah.
See Valley's honorable mention in the state rankings right now. That's always a good thing. Had some volleyball scrimmages going on last night. Got football scrimmages going on tonight. Rochester's going to be hosting Winnemac tonight. Valley's hosting Knox. Caston's going to be traveling to Northfield.
Okay.
So it's when you hear football scrimmage, you know football's right around the corner.
Next Friday night.
Yep.
I think I saw in the Fulton County Post that Randy's having his coach's radio show.
Yes, coach's preview show this Sunday from 2 to 4 at the Moose.
Moose, yeah.
So that'll be interview of the coaches on air, right?
Yes. Yeah, we're doing 6 area coaches. I'm not even going to try to tell you all of them because I'll get it wrong.
So I'll let Randy the expert take care of that.
Yeah. I know Culver, Winnemac, North Miami, Tippy Valley, Caston, and Rochester,
I think you got them
I
all.
think you got them all, yeah.
I think. I might. I don't know.
Extra credit today.
Yeah. Too many trivia questions.
Well, that'll be a good show. Make sure to tune in, or you can go to the Moose live and watch it live.
Yes, you
on
can.
Sunday. MLB, I was looking up some records this morning and got some interesting changes to teams' overall records within the past week.
Yeah.
Since I said this last week, Cleveland Guardians got on a little hot streak. They're now first place in the AL Central.
Till this weekend.
Well, they got a record of 59 and 52. The White Sox are third in that division with 56 and 56. The Yankees are 71 and 41, but they went from best record in the league to fourth.
Yeah.
They're on a little bit of a losing streak lately. The bats have gone cold, and they did play well on their West Coast swing. So
No, they didn't.
I mean, the LA Dodgers now have a record of 77 and 33.
16 games in front.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, they could. Well, I'm not gonna say the Dodgers could lose out, but they could lose quite a few and be all right.
Yeah.
The Astros have a better record than the Yankees. So do the Mets. The Mets record is 73 and 39.
Hold your head high, Paul. The Guardians up
Yeah.
there in first place. That's
Yeah.
And the Cubs got a win last night over the Reds in the Field of Dreams game.
I love that Field of Dreams movie, and I watched that last night. I haven't watched a Cubs game for almost 2 years,
Yeah,
and it's a pretty neat setting.
it was cool. I really liked Ken Griffey, Senior and Junior, coming out to play
So
catch.
you watched some of it then?
I watched, yeah, just a little bit. So cool presentation with the throwback uniforms. Well done by them.
It's not a bad memory for me from last year, though. I'm not from.
Yeah, when the White Sox hit a walk-off home run on the Yankees last year in that game. But still very cool presentation.
You can see why the Cubs and Reds are near the bottom, though. I think.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. The Cubs are above the Reds in the division right now. The record of 46 and 65. Reds 44 and 67. St. Louis now has the lead in the Central 61 and 50, but Milwaukee's only a game behind them at 60 and 50. So a lot of teams still going to be fighting for the final wild card spot here the next month or so.
Oh yeah.
Well, I see the Big Ten's finalizing a new media rights deal, and it sounds like ESPN has taken their name out of consideration,
Ooh.
which would mean starting in the fall of 2023, the Big Ten, it would be the first time in 40 years that the Big Ten hasn't had games on ESPN.
Wow.
I read something about that, and they are offering basically ESPN the third tier of the Big Ten, which would have been the night game on Saturday, right?
Right,
And they want them to pay almost $400 million for it.
right.
Yeah.
Right, and so CBS and NBC are getting into the mix along with Fox Sports that already own the Big Ten Network, and looks like they're going to pay pretty big bucks. And from the sounds of it, it looks like starting next fall, the Big Ten could have 3 primetime games every Saturday: noon on Fox, 3:30 on CBS, and then a night game on NBC.
And supposedly that will help Notre Dame stay independent too, because NBC can work out the deal with the Big Ten and Notre Dame and have lots of football coverage still on Saturday.
Right, and they can promote the Notre Dame games even during the Big Ten games too.
Right.
So it'll be interesting, because I thought maybe that might put Notre Dame in there more so of a corner than they already were to try to join a conference.
I think I saw something where the total is going to be over $1 billion, and then each school will get 70 to 80 million annually, and that's about what NBC is going to pay Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's a lot of money being thrown around.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for all those commercials and those 4-hour games when you watch them on
No
TV
kidding, no
this fall.
kidding. Yeah. And then also sports news. I see Serena Williams is thinking about retiring after the U.S. Open is completed. So heck of a career she's had.
Yeah.
Phenomenal numbers of Grand Slam wins.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, both in singles and doubles.
Right.
Got some tidbits here this morning. On this day, 1908, the first Model T car was built.
Really?
Yep.
Hmm.
On
I
this,
don't remember that.
I don't either.
I know a guy who does.
Okay.
On this day in 1994, the first NFL game on Fox was broadcasted. It was a preseason game between the
Yeah.
Broncos and the 49ers, but now we've got so used to Fox always having NFL games, it'd be weird if they didn't.
From '94 to now, Fox has kind of become the big dog.
Yeah, the juggernaut kind
Yeah.
of there.
Yeah.
Also on this day in 1994, members of the MLB's Player Association went on strike, which led to the cancellation of the World Series for only the second time.
I remember that.
So do I. That was kind of a sad day. A lot of people lost favor of Major League Baseball of that. Some of them haven't even come back yet.
Yep, and what brought some of them back was the Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa home run race, which was all kind of steroid, quote unquote steroid era.
Juice.
So that kind of brought a lot of fans back.
Yeah.
And the Montreal Expos had the best record in the league at that time of the strike in 1994. Now Montreal doesn't even have a team,
Right?
so they moved to Washington. Today is World Elephant Day, International Youth Day, National Vinyl Record Day.
Uh-huh.
Why I threw the trivia in there as well.
Yeah.
And National Middle Child Day.
Yeah, okay. All right.
If you wear those elephants out there today.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have one upcoming event to talk about. The Round Barn Opry is playing a free concert tomorrow, 6 to 9 p.m. at the Community Park in downtown Akron.
Okay.
Nice weekend, nice event. If you're looking for something to do a Saturday night in Akron, or even if you're in Rochester, head over there, maybe grab some dinner and watch the Round Barn Opry. Easy for me to say. Money news. The Dow was up yesterday slightly, which is good. Been up and down a lot. That's kind of
Yeah.
what's going on in the world
Yeah.
now. And
Yeah.
people are willing to spend money. Top Gun, Maverick, the movie, passed Titanic and Jurassic World to become the 7th highest grossing film of all time. Have you seen that yet, Moose?
Nope. Still haven't seen it.
Michael, you see movies? Tom?
Yes.
Okay, you enjoy it? Yeah, it was a great movie. It kind of brings us back to the old blockbuster days, pre-COVID, when it was a very enjoyable movie, lots of action. Gas prices continue to fall,
I
yay.
like that.
That's just the driving around in Indiana a little bit this week. There is quite a bit of variability in prices.
Yeah.
Just from my experience this week, Rochester has some of the lowest prices, and towards Indianapolis, it's been 20 cents higher almost. So, not sure we understand that, but take advantage of the gas prices here.
And then you get into like Shelbyville, and there's one who's probably like 20-30 cents cheaper than the cheapest one here in town.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you
Crazy.
gas up when you go to the other radio station.
Yep. Make sure you got enough to get there, and then fill up before you leave.
That makes sense. Streaming services, there's some shakeout with that, and they're all going through some, looks like business model changes. For example, Disney Plus is raising their prices. A lot of these are adding ads now. So the services without ads are going up. Disney Plus is going up $3. Hulu with ads is increasing by $1. And Hulu without ads is increasing by $2.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how that's all happening.
It is. It is.
Are you a streamer?
I've got Netflix and Disney Plus.
Yeah, Netflix, Prime,
And Prime,
Disney
yeah.
Plus. The thing about just streaming that I like is I don't like the commercials, and I don't want them
Exactly.
changing their business models.
Exactly.
Because even like Hulu, you can watch not NBC, but ABC shows on there without commercials.
Yep.
It's a day later usually, but that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's probably not what they're looking for. They want somebody that can see the ads.
Right.
But it seems like, could you fast forward through those then?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
I've tried.
Okay. Well, that's business news for today. First Federal Savings Bank. We're open today 8:30 to 5, and tomorrow 8:30 to noon. You can always bank with us online with our mobile app, which is free to download. Our ATM is always open 24/7 if you need some cash. You can use the MoneyPass network and get surcharge-free money anywhere in the United States, basically. So if you're interested, if you're traveling and need some cash and don't want to pay the surcharge, look at the Money Pass app. We offer Simply Free checking accounts, Simply Free business checking accounts. You just look behind you there. Tanner brought the gifts we're offering right now.
It's about time.
Yeah, one's a coffee tumbler. Tanner's holding that up for Facebook Live now. All you radio people can't see that, but it's a very nice tumbler.
It is. It's white and it's got the green First Federal Savings Bank logo on it. Very nice.
And then earbuds also. Lots of earbuds out there.
Yeah.
Get to choose your choice of colors even too.
Mm-hmm.
So open up a new checking account, business checking account. Get a free gift from us. And if you refer a friend, Paul, what happens?
You get a free gift as well.
You're on our marketing budget. That's absolutely right. Interest rates have been moving quite a bit. There's some moderation right now. We have a summer home mortgage purchase special going on now where we'll give you a $700 credit to reduce the closing cost. And these times of inflation, $700 is a lot of money to help reduce the closing cost of the loan. That's going on through the end of the month, so take advantage of that. We're also very active in commercial loans for small businesses. Contact Lindy Greeden for more information. And we talked a little bit about the stock market and the Dow. We've got two great experts, Mark Blubaugh and Brian Bell from our Financial Services Department. If you have any questions about what's going on in the markets, give them a call. They'd be happy to help you out. I was in a meeting yesterday with Brian, and I hope I get this right, Tanner, if I don't, correct me. He said if you've been in the S&P, or the S&P, the average over the last 30 years has been a 10% increase.
Wow.
And he said if you're missed out on the 5 best days of those 30 years, your return would have only been 5%. So the idea is, even the market goes up and down, stay invested because it'll come around again.
Yep.
So if you have any more questions about that, contact Mark Blubaugh and Brian Bell. We're active on social media. You can like us on Facebook, follow us, the radio show on Facebook. YouTube, our YouTube channel, you can look at previous shows. In fact, I looked at a previous show today to kind of help jog my memory on distinguished young women and Michaela's great efforts. Like us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Just like Dick Belcher has formatted that motto for us, and we're living by that legacy now. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We are FDIC insured and equal housing lender. Our NMLS number is 399927.
And that makes us legal.
I got a shake of the head of Moose and Tanner that I got the right number of lines in. Sometimes I miss that up. Well, welcome, Michael, and welcome, Tom.
Yeah.
We're glad you're here today.
Step up to the microphone.
Glad to be here.
So Michael has been involved with distinguished young women for some time now, right?
Yeah, actually, this program existed back in the 80s. And so I was in Cass County's program and one in 1984. And
do that. That might date you.
yeah, I know. I don't care. That's all right. So we really needed to bring the program back. It was ran locally by the JCs in a lot of the counties, and we just don't see the JCs anymore. So we didn't see the program anymore, and it needed to come back.
So what are some of the goals and mission of Distinguished Young Women?
So I feel like our main goal is the life skill workshops that we do and trying to prepare girls for life after high school. We do give out scholarship money. That is important because that's sometimes how we get them to do the program is, dangle the carrot in front of them. We've also heard a lot of girls say their parents make them do the program because of the scholarship money. And because it's stepping outside a comfort zone, and a lot of times there is an adult that has push them to become part of our program. I've said numerous times the recruiting the girls is more difficult than doing the fundraising, which is kind of odd, but that's just the way it works. We do have 5 categories the girls get to compete in, which is scholastic, interview, self-expression, talent, and fitness. And we help them, not with the scholastic because that's kind of already done, but we help them with the other 4 categories because we do give out scholarship money for the winner of those 5 categories.
And one of the categories coming up, you're having a special session coming up.
Yes.
On August 21st.
Yes. Actually, Robin Nelson from Work 1 has done an interview workshop for us the last 3 years. So we're having her back for a 4th year. And we're calling it an Interview Success Workshop. It's going to be on Sunday, August 21st at Caston High School. And it will be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And we're doing this as a community outreach this time. It's still part of our program, but we definitely feel the need for girls to have good interview skills. So we actually run a Fulton County program, a Cass County program, and a Winnemac program. So there are 7 schools involved. So we're inviting, it's for senior girls, our program's senior girls only, but we're doing this as an outreach to the senior girls in all of those schools, plus any girls in Fulton or Cass County or Winnemac, maybe homeschooled or they go to a school outside. We would just like for them to come. Robin does an excellent job. She talks about all kinds of interviews, not just our interviews.
Well, it's a great opportunity for the young women because interviewing skills is doing interviews and sitting in interviews sometimes a really hard thing.
Mm-hmm.
We have Tom Weatherwax with us who helps with that process. He's a judge of that. He's a former state representative and been involved in lots of things, but Tom helps out with distinguished young women and some of the judging aspects of that. Tom, why don't you tell us a little bit about your
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. This is a tremendous program, one that I personally witnessed from the inside more or less. When I was first asked to be a judge, came kind of by roundabout way from Cass County. Randy Cole Hardwood, set me up to be a judge. And in my political life, there's always a few things you never want to do. One is to be a judge, because there's a 50-50 chance you're going to upset half the people. So anyway, I took that opportunity and learned what this program is really all about. It is truly a character-building, confidence-building program that teaches by actual hand-on application the character-building so important for young women. A lot of these young women, are really timid. They don't have the confidence yet that you get maybe after you've been in the world a little bit longer. So what this builds is the interview skills, which you mentioned, but also the talent and putting themselves forward for people to judge you is a big deal. And so I've seen this happen firsthand, what these girls do and how they blossom.
We saw evidence of that firsthand. If you're ever interested, you can go on the YouTube channel and check out our prior shows. In May this year, we had Michaela on and Reagan. I can't remember Reagan's last name.
Becker.
Reagan Becker. And she was very poised in the interview and did an excellent job.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like she must have been doing interviews for years. And I'm sure that's part of her personality, but also some of the benefits of distinguished young women.
Yeah. Well, in Reagan's case, she had done some interviews prior to DYW, I believe, so that helps. But not only are we doing this interview workshop, but we're also going to be doing mock interviews in preparation for their actual competition interview. So they get the workshop, they get the mock interviews, and then they get the competition, and then if they happen to win our local program and go to the state program in Kokomo, then we put them through a couple of more mock interviews.
So the interviews are not just for the benefit of the program, but also they can benefit them if they're seeking jobs or
Yes.
as they're looking to go on to school and interviewing for programs or programs or activities at the school. So
Yeah, in fact, we always get feedback from the girls every year as to how we can improve the program. And between Fulton County and Cass County's program, I think we had 3 Lily finalists. And those girls had said, I wish we'd have had this interview workshop before we had our Lily interview. So that's why we're doing this so early in August, even though our program's not going to be until later in November, so that we can put those girls through that so that maybe they feel more comfortable if they're doing a Lily scholarship interview.
and that's on August 21st. August 21st at Caston High School.
Yeah.
How does one become involved if they have an interest in this?
So if they're interested, one thing they could do is come to the interview workshop that we're having at Caston on August 21st and let us know then that they want to be in our actual program. Our practices won't start until September 11th. The website address, www.distinguishedyw.org, is where they go to apply. I will tell you, we've been having some problems. It's a national program, so the national has had some problems with the website lately. They're getting ready to do a new website because the old one needed to be replaced, but you know how it goes. Sometimes the new website don't get up before the old one is, on its way out. Also, my email address, Slisher, SLISHER, at rtcol.com. You can certainly email me, but like I said, if the girls come on August 21st, we'll get their information, and if that website's not back up, we'll make sure that they get notified of, what's coming up on practices.
What time is your workshop on the
So the workshop is going to be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's on a Sunday afternoon. That seems like that's the only time that we can find any free time for teenage girls nowadays, and we don't really like doing it on a Sunday afternoon, but if you don't do it on a Sunday afternoon, it causes a problem. And even Sunday afternoons are busy.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's a good time for, if you have, anybody has an interest, the high school, you have to be a senior, is that?
Have to be a senior. Yes.
Take advantage of this opportunity because it'll benefit you in life, not just for this program, even too. But the
Right.
program's great. And Ms. Tom, you've been involved with it for a couple of years now, and understand you may help out with some of the workshops this fall. So.
Well, I think because I've been a judge for 2 years, I cannot be a judge this year.
Right.
So I'm going to help in the mock judge process, which is a really good training exercise for these girls to be ready for the real deal. The thing that happens when you're watching these girls and you're doing the judging, they're very discreet about how they even screen me, because you can't know anybody in this process or you're disqualified as a judge. And so that's not a bad thing, that's a good thing. But what happens when you're doing this, you get to see these girls and the results of it on the night of the performance, and their family that are watching it. They're so excited, they're so pumped up. And of course, there's many different chances for these girls to have a scholarship. Not just first place, but there's about 7 other categories that you can be selected to receive, and it's real money. Some of these are $500 a slot. So it's not uncommon for one girl to not only get first place, but maybe 2 other prizes as far as the scholarship. So the money is very well received and needed, because, if you have children now in college, it's an emotional experience to try to find the money.
Right. Right.
So these girls are doing this, but what I think they gain out of this is much more than what they think they're going to get when they start the process. They have to learn to prepare better than you think you can, to be competitive. You have to do more than just what's supposedly asked of you. You've got to be better than that if you're going to be selected. And the competition's really good. The judges, we have all these categories that Michael's mentioned, but we each judge these categories individually as we interview these people. And there's 5 judges.
Mm-hmm.
And so we each vote independently with a number system that is very carefully calibrated. And many times, you wouldn't believe this, but sometimes these are very close. What I would call a perfect example would be if I put an 8 or a 6, sometimes that's the difference that makes the person win or not. So then we have a tiebreaker process, and we as the judges in the end will get together and speak about these individual cases. So when this result comes out, it's very fairly designed. I can't describe it any better. It's completely fair.
So that's why these workshops are important, to give a person experience, because we all know practice always helps.
Yeah.
Then the Distinguished Young Woman program is happening in November. Is that correct?
Yes, our local program will be in November. We have not quite 20 probably local programs in the state of Indiana. I actually went to, a couple of weekends ago, Distinguished Young Women of Avon. And because it doesn't have to be a county program, just like Winnemac is actually a town program we have instead of the county. Bremen's Distinguished Young Women program is this Saturday. And I went to Jackson County. I'd never been that far south.
Somewhere,
Yeah, never been that far south in Indiana before, but I went to Jackson County and watched their program this past week. And our scholarships, we hold that money for 4 years from the date that they earn it. So if they win with a lot of scholarship money and they don't need it their freshman year, they can use it their sophomore year, their junior year, and we let them use it for any type of continuing education. So a good example is someone going to beauty school. There's not a lot of opportunities for scholarships. our scholarships will take care of that. We pay directly to the college or institution. We don't write a check out to the girls. But yeah, 2-year, 4-year trade school, doesn't matter what it is, that scholarship money is usable, which I think is a plus when it comes to our program.
That's true. We're talking with Michaela Slisher and Tom Weatherwax. Thank you for your leadership in the program. You can see you have some conviction about
I
this.
do.
And a lot of pride. And
I got a lot of good helpers, though. A lot of good helpers.
takes a village, that's
Yeah,
right.
it does. And something else, we are an all-volunteer program. And so Tom has volunteered his time. We don't pay anybody. Caston even lets us have the facility for free. The more things we can get for free, the more volunteers we get, the more money we have available to put into the scholarships, which is, what it's kind of about. And I know there's probably, I don't know that your audience this morning would be 18-year-old girls, but I know there's parents and grandparents that obviously understand, the value of having good interview skills and just good skills in general. And so we're hoping that they, let them know they need to do
So
it.
if anybody wants to learn more, go to the website.
Yep.
You give that website address and
Yes.
your email address again.
Yes, so it's www.distinguishedYW.org or Slisher, SLISHER @rtcol.com.
Well, thank you for your time today.
Well, thank you
Michaela
for having
and
us.
Tom, wish you best of luck in your activities coming up, starting the 21st with the workshop. I understand you have really strong numbers this year, but there's always room for more.
There is always room for more. Like I said, the interview workshop's really important, but we will have our first practice in September, so we still have time for girls to decide that they want to join, and hope that we see a lot of them at the interview workshop.
So Michael and Tom, is there anything left out of closing words that we want
It's
to
a
add
wonderful
today?
program. I encourage young girls and parents to look at this carefully. It's such a character-building, confidence-building program. It's no beauty contest. It's about character, interview skills, and creating confidence for these young girls to dream and go to the next level in their lives.
Confidence is a great word because from my experience in the business world, confidence goes really far when you're talking with interview candidates and things like that, and successful people are always confident. So
Yep.
thank you, Michael, for what you do for the community, and
Thank
we appreciate it very much, and thank you, Tom, for your time
Pleasure.
today, and best wishes with the Distinguished Young Women Program.
Well, thank you, and thanks to First Federal Savings Bank for helping us with our local program, Fulton County, and this Winnemac program we just started last year, and they stepped up and helped us with the Winnemac program too.
Great, thank you very much. So Moose, your time now. Vinyl Record Day, right? In 2021, what was a top-selling vinyl album? A, Nevermind by Nirvana, B, Voyage by ABBA, C, 30 by Adele, D, Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd.
I have absolutely no clue on this, so I'm just going to take a stab in the dark, and I heard ABBA's name mentioned a lot last year, so I'm going with Voyage.
Good job. Moose, you got it again. Nailed it.
How
Sounds like
does he
maybe
do it?
Dark Side of the Moon, because Dark Side of the Moon is still like one of the
Yeah.
top 100 Billboard albums, I think.
Yeah.
It's been that way for like ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Good job. And we have, at 8:30 today, WRI is going to be doing the vinyl record.
Yep, we'll be bringing back vinyl right after a look at WSBT News at 8:30.
So we'll close with words of wisdom today. This is from Charlotte Whitten, Canadian politician. When one must, one can.
Those are great words of wisdom, Todd. Thank you very much. And we'll see you guys again next week for the First Federal Program.
Have a great weekend.
See ya.